Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land? I hope this finds you well. We're going to have another exciting episode of And That's Why I'm Still Single. You ever been involved with somebody that turns out to be a cheater? Oh, I tell you, there ain't no fun in that at all. I've got involved with one, and they even moved in with me. Before he moved in, everything seemed to be pretty smooth, or he would have never got in the door. He had a job, had a decent vehicle, dressed decent, could carry on a conversation. But once he moved in, all that changed. He didn't want to carry on a conversation anymore, and everything was always all about him. He didn't want to work. He ended up losing his job. Um, he was a mess, an absolute mess. But I just, kept letting him live there. I should have, hindsight's always 20/20. And I'm sure that you've had situations like that, and if you haven't, you will. He'd been there for a good while, and I was having to hold down the finances, pay all the bills because he wouldn't work. Had one excuse right after the other on why he wouldn't work. And what it was basically doing is keeping me busy, so I wasn't seeing what all he was up to. But hey, he had a girl in their report, and he was spending a lot of time on the internet, and that's where he was meeting them. Well, the straw that broke the camel's back is I come home from work one day, and I had been driving his vehicle because it was an economy vehicle, and I had a lot of driving to do with my job. It was easier on gasoline. Well, when I got home from work, my car's gone. I thought, well, where's my car at? What's going on here? I go in the house. Of course, he's not there because my car is gone. There's only two of us, all right? I thought, well, where is he? I try calling his cell phone, doesn't answer his cell phone. And the next thing I notice is that my computer in the house, my desktop is not working. And I needed it for my job. And I'm like, well, what in the world's going on with this? That I can't get my computer to work. So he had a computer there, so I try to fire his up, and I'm getting the blue screen on his computer. Nothing on it at all, just a blue screen. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with this? What's going on here? These computers aren't working. Well, I ended up calling my internet service provider and explaining the situation I was having with mine. And so they walked me through it and get it working again. And what I didn't realize at the time is that he had messed my computer up because he didn't want me trying to trace him. And the reason I was getting blue screen on his is he'd taken the hard drive out of his computer. And as the situation unfolded, he was gone for a couple days. And of course, the longer he's gone, the madder I'm getting. He wouldn't answer my phone calls. So I packed all of his stuff up in his vehicle out in the driveway. And my poor old car that he was driving was on its last legs anyway. It had like 220,000 miles on it. Thing just limped around. And so I knew I was going to need a new car for my job, so I went out and bought a new car. I had the locks changed on the doors, and then I called the cops, and I said, hey, he's disappeared with my vehicle. And I want my car back. So all of his stuff is packed in his car out here in the driveway. All he's got to do is just come and get it and drop my vehicle off, and we're done. And the cops wanted to blow me off, and I said, no, you don't understand. I'm done. I'm telling you, bottom line, he's got to go. So the cops called his cell phone, and he answered for them. And they explained to him that, hey, you got to take her car back to her. And so he brought my car back. He found that the locks had changed on doors, and he couldn't get in. And he found his car with his keys and his payment book and everything sitting there in the driveway, ready for him to drive away. And he was gone about 3 days when my phone started ringing off the hook. If it wasn't the phone, I was getting email messages from all these women that he'd been seeing. He wouldn't answer his cell phone for them. And I said, well, isn't that a shame? I said, where's he know you from? And they went to telling me, where they'd met him and these sites and stuff that he'd been on. And So I started doing a little bit of research on my own, and I found out he had taken my car to Canada to meet a married woman that he had met on the internet. And wait, there's more. This gets better. I can't make this up. He met her on a chat room site on the internet for people who thought that they had been abducted by aliens. No kidding. I wish I knew some aliens, because I'd have them come and get him. I can't make this stuff up. I put all these women in touch with each other. And I said, here, this one's looking for him, that one's looking for him. Here's all of his information. Here's everything I know about him. And I gave him every piece of information I had on him. And I said, y'all compare notes. Have a good time. But I'm done. And that's why I'm still single.